ToriCamille. I am your host.
I'm LongLiveMosi.
Ty Gibs.
Alright, so we're just gonna go and jump into it with
Man,
The
I'm with
Last
This
Dance.
is gonna be a good one.
10-part documentary on the 97-98 Bulls.
Man.
But let me tell you though, let me tell you something.
Tell me something.
I ain't watched the whole thing.
You know what? I didn't either.
Oh.
But I feel like I've seen a lot. Like
I seen it,
I
bro.
got a whole nother Michael Jordan in my head right
Nah,
now.
y'all
like,
gotta watch the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, what did you say? Start us off then. What you think about it, brother?
I had to be one of the greatest documentaries I've ever watched. Not even because it was Jordan.
Mm.
Given then our generation being 90s kids, that's all we knew.
Yeah.
That literally controlled everything. That drove us.
Yeah.
And so me going into it, I was like, all right, cool. It's just gonna be literally Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was gonna be Scotty. You know, they had.
You didn't think it was gonna be Scotty.
I didn't
Scotty
think
is the Robin to the Batman.
facts, but I didn't think it was gonna go so far into like
You thought
his
it was
life,
just
God,
Jordan
career,
documentary.
everything. Yeah,
It's Bulls documentary.
And,
I've
you
been
know,
hearing that a lot too.
yeah. And so you just learn so much about just the '90s culture in general.
In general.
Yeah, man. Like
Which is crazy because I feel like when it comes to, this is like a side topic, when it comes to streetwear, the
Yeah.
Bulls today, the Bulls logo is like so iconic. Like I've been overseas a lot and I see Bulls, Lakers everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even know who's on the team. Like they can't even
Right.
tell you what's going on right now. Like they just see Bulls, Lakers.
yeah.
So I know that team changed the whole culture of just hip hop in general.
It's literally like I can see where you're coming from because in other countries it's like you damn near think it's just another fashion brand.
Right.
Like Chicago Bulls, that's a dope brand, but little do a lot of people know probably from out there, it's one of the greatest teams of all time.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean,
I got you.
what was your favorite episode? Like, what was your favorite part? I should say.
My favorite, I can't say favorite part. My favorite episode was 7.
And what was that?
It was
For the people who don't know,
so episode 7
AKA me.
was kind of like it dove. There was a part of the show where it dove into the relationship with him and his dad. So Michael Jordan was really big on family, really big on his relationship with his parents.
Right.
So a lot of people know, a lot of people don't know. His dad was murdered,
Yeah.
found in a river, and he played this game. And was it when they won the championship in '97?
We cried in the locker room, right?
Yeah, you realize if you look at all the pictures he has,
yeah.
every picture almost he takes, his dad is right there by his side.
Mm-hmm.
His dad is always with him in his corner every time.
Right.
And so he literally like just broke down in
Yeah.
the locker room, man. Like, and it was just kind of like, for me, that episode stuck out a lot to me because I know that feeling. I know that feeling. Always have my dad right there, always talking to me about sports,
Right.
game. And so I could only imagine seeing that, and it being Michael Jordan breaking down like that in the locker room. This man,
The God himself.
yes,
Right.
this man was balling like ugly cry.
Yeah.
And so it just.
It's like, and he don't wipe it though. Like it just falls and it sticks. It don't even like drip off. It's just like sticking like.
That's
sticking
crying,
like a river.
That's crying. You got big tears.
Your tears got mucus.
I
You got mucus tears.
hate it. Anyway, I hate it so much. But yeah, I didn't really watch it all, but I know my favorite episode was the Dennis Rodman episode. Shout out to Uncle Dennis, you know what I'm saying? Doppelganger. I can relate to Dennis a lot, just being like, coming from a certain place, you know what I'm saying, a certain area, and you being different, and people not understanding you. And it's hard to explain to people like, I'm me.
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's something that you see me as, I'm not that.
Yeah.
But understand who I am as a person, as a human being. A lot of people don't get it.
Right.
So you tend to lash out in many ways of, I ain't gonna wear no dress now, okay? We'll put that out here. I ain't wearing no dress. But, excuse me. But for the excuse me. That's why you shouldn't eat on the pocket. But when it comes to just like expressing, oh my God.
Take a sip.
Another goddamn sip.
Wish I had some alcohol in that thing. But anyway, when it comes to just like expressing yourself, I relate because I wild out too. Like sometimes people just don't understand me. I'm just I'm about to go to the club and do something stupid. He know if anybody, he know. I'm like, man, I need to go. I have to let out how I feel.
I can't go.
Your inner being.
I can't go to the club with nobody else.
Yeah, we got it.
We go to the club. It's going up.
All the way up. All the way up.
But yeah, the documentary in itself just gave a lot of insight to not even just the Bulls, Michael Jordan, just into life, how different it was then and according to how it was now.
It also gave us a different perspective on the Pistons, Bad Boy Pistons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Woo! Like, yeah, right. He said, woo! Because I didn't know Isaiah Thomas and Jordan still beefing to this day.
Bro, that was the funniest part to me. Michael Jordan was just like, you know what he did. He ain't shit.
You know what he did.
Yeah, it's
He know what
funny,
he did.
man.
He know what he was doing.
I love how they would do it. They would show Michael Jordan his interview. Like, they would be instigating shit. Like, they
Right.
You were like, this is what Isaiah Thomas said. He just like...
When he had the iPad back, he was like, you know what he did.
It's funny how petty Michael Jordan is. He got to be the pettiest athlete of all time.
Right.
Bruh, I think another thing that stood out to me, his mentality, he said this one thing. Well, it wasn't even really he said. It was like what everybody else said about Michael Jordan's mentality. So there was this game where he had basically blatantly lied. No, somebody had said something to him about after the game, saying good game or something like that. But the game was trash. Like Bulls was trash.
Right.
And it was never said. But Michael Jordan told himself that, so he came to the next game with straight gas. And he destroyed them like.
Fueled his fire.
And that's what he literally does every time.
Well, I like that he has said he puts on a show every time because he doesn't know what Michael Jordan fan or fan period comes in and never see Michael Jordan. So he puts on that person every single time. And I'm like, that's incredible. Because you see a lot of people being like, I mean, they be noticing if I'm doing this right now. But he was determined to make sure that if you see Michael Jordan for the first time, you're going to say wow every time.
Yeah. And I can relate to that part, because as a professional dancer, same thing. When I battle, when I perform on stage, I'm like, you first off, you gonna see me. I'm gonna make sure you see me.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure you see me. Right, you gonna remember this. Also, you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be a kid that's inspired. It could be your next opportunity. It could be anything. So I definitely love that fuel your fire type thing. Because even when I was like, I had to get on stage, I have to turn up. Like, I either go back to a memory of before where I was at, or like I just think about think back on why I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Jordan for sure. That mentality is GOAT mentality for sure.
Definitely.
So
Great.
Like you were saying earlier, he's a psycho.
Yeah, he's a
little.
But you gotta be.
Right, I'm about to say little.
Oh, you said it better. He was a controlled psychopath.
Yeah.
Like literally, his mindset was that of a psycho.
Definitely.
Right.
But it worked for him.
Oh, let me say psycho. That's a strong word. Let me say like he had a serial mind.
Right.
Serial mind.
But
like, you know, like he had a very,
Hold
he was like a serial basketball
killer.
Like, he analyzed the game to a point that no one else was able to even contemplate.
yeah.
And so
I feel you. No.
it's amazing.
No, he was.
And it made me think a lot about like how I work. Like, man, I need to dissect that and apply that to me. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Because you see him now, like, look at this man. The whole interview, he had a big ass cigar and a glass of cognac.
Man.
Big chilling.
Big.
Only at his house the whole time. Like, you see him like, beach.
Right.
Is that
Like, where are you?
what? Yeah, animals only be like, you barely seen the sand. You just seen ocean.
Right.
So we know who loved the documentary.
Yes.
Right.
Group.
So there's always this big thing going on. People are saying Michael versus LeBron.
Oh.
Michael versus LeBron.
Well,
I know what I think.
We're going stats.
What about y'all? Oh, stats. Stats don't lie.
Nah.
And they don't.
But
But the way y'all talking, I feel like we leaning towards somebody that I might not be agreeing with you guys.
Ooh.
I got two opinions.
Okay.
Wait, who are you picking first off?
Jordan.
Who you picking?
Name Jordan. How can you not?
This is
I
when,
watched the whole documentary.
This is when the podcast.
Right.
This is when the
I did not
podcast is
watch
over.
the thing.
LeBron.
LeBron.
Why?
As a team, it's even.
You got
But hold on.
stats.
Hold on, so but
Let's pull up stats. Let's get the stats.
Please get that going. I mean, I don't know the stats, but
We don't need off the top of the head.
there's nobody like Michael. There's nobody like Mike. Yes, LeBron is great. He's great.
Here we go.
Great.
LeBron got a shoe too.
So,
A shoe? A shoe?
so
Yeah, but I mean, you gonna see them shoes.
is anyone wearing that?
Yeah,
I'm like, I do.
I mean, I do got a pair. Okay, I got a pair. But how many pairs of Michael Jordans do you have?
Okay, when it comes to, okay, let me ask you this first. Why do you pick Jordan?
I mean, like I said, I'm biased. One reason is being I'm a child product of the 90s.
Mhm.
But the reason why I picked Jordan is because
Space Jam.
I respect I respect his game a lot more. I feel like back then it was like you really had to be able to play physically and mentally. And I feel like I'm not taking away from LeBron, but I feel like
But
today's
with-
league could not compete.
But with that statement, you taking away from all the great athletes that we have now. I feel like there's more Hall of Famer athletes here in this era than there were in that era.
Very true.
And the athletes now are 10 times bigger.
Yeah, that's very true.
LeBron is 6'8", 240. That's a football player.
But also that
Like,
is
Definitely.
that's a football player running full speed up and down the court.
that's true. That's facts.
You know what I'm
But it's a lot easier to become a Hall of Famer today than it was back then. I would think. Because you had people like Jordan,
You think so?
you had people like Scotty, you had people like
But that's
Rodman,
what I mean
Magic.
by it being less stars then than it is now, because there also were less teams.
I feel like there's more stars now,
Yeah.
but there was more superstars then.
But I get that. But there are fewer superstars, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what you.
Yeah, but I'm trying to
You're trying to protect LeBron at all
Yeah, but
times.
not even that. Not
But we're
even
not
that.
saying that LeBron isn't good or anything. It's
No,
just that
most definitely, because he's better. But
I
weird.
think we didn't say versus. Now I feel like LeBron wouldn't be able to touch Jordan in a one-on-one match. Prime Jordan.
so you think Michael Jordan would be able?
6-0 in the finals.
You think Michael Jordan would be able to guard a 6'9",
Yep.
220 pound?
With that mentality, he will be LeBron. Like I feel like with his mentality,
So,
that's
Jordan
not
didn't matter.
that's not a phase for him.
I feel
Yeah,
like to Jordan, it didn't matter.
that's a
Don't-
challenge.
Okay,
That's
but
a challenge.
with that ideology, what you guys are saying is someone. No, because I don't want to use this example because I don't want to call Jordan a child. But it's almost like a child trying to beat up an adult, but just because you feel like you can beat him up physically, it's gonna happen. Like I don't
See,
think
now I feel like you're basing it solely on size
Yeah.
and mass.
an ability to score. And I mean,
You can't.
Ability to
What are
score.
you
You're
talking?
talking about the greatest scorer of all time. Everything. Here's my take on it. Because growing up, basketball was my life. So everything LeBron does, Jordan. It's like comparing Usher to Michael Jackson.
no, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Why?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Stat wise, statistically, LeBron is better. Google it. Google it. Google it. The stats
How
don't
about a
lie.
trainer?
But when it comes to the rings, I will say, of course, Jordan beats LeBron.
So let's say this.
But if it comes to the rings, Robert Horry is the GOAT because he got 7.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so I mean, like statistically, when I'm saying individually, and also LeBron is a passer first, and to be leading in points or having more points than Michael Jordan in his career, and being a passer first and have more assists. I mean,
Can I say something else? Jordan makes not just himself great, but he makes each individual player on the team great.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me LeBron didn't bring the bum calf to the finals how many times and then win one and then come back from a 3-1 deficit with Mike?
Who did that first?
Dellavedova?
Who did that first? The Bulls were the worst team ever. And Jordan literally
put it like this. Give me one ring that Jordan won without Pippen.
He didn't win any rings without Pippen.
My point. Pippen
He also didn't need.
He didn't need Pippen to be Jordan.
No.
Because he was always Jordan. I will give you that.
Yeah.
Jordan will forever be Michael Jordan. He changed the trajectory of basketball. Period. Point blank. In my opinion, I think he should be the logo.
Yeah.
But he has his own brand, of course. With everything going on, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like a team player, I would pick LeBron. When it comes to leadership, I would split it. Because they each individually have their own ways of pushing their team. Yeah. LeBron is a little bit more passive aggressive when it comes to things. Jordan is like, I'm gonna lie to you so you can be upset so we can go play this next game.
He also beat the team's ass in practice.
Right. He will fight you.
Yeah.
If you wasn't like,
Steve Kerr is the only person to actually fight him.
And that's why Steve Kerr got rings as a coach too. Yeah. He ain't letting nothing slide. But when it comes to individual stats, LeBron is better. I think what it comes down to is nostalgic. It's something we grew up on. Our parents talked about it. The culture that we are in when it comes to gear, shoes, any type of basketball wear, any type of basketball you think of Michael Jordan.
I mean, that's probably the first person you're going to mention to your kid when you're trying to introduce basketball.
Mine will be LeBron James. But I get what you're saying. I understand.
But I feel like you got to take it back.
When you look at the stats,
to the roots.
You can't say
time-wise,
better.
Yes.
You can't say who's better by stats. Because stats-wise, it's 50-50. Now, with LeBron currently still playing. I'm literally looking at him right now.
I'm looking at it right now.
So, what is you guys' favorite sport? Is it basketball?
No.
Depends on my mood.
No.
Depends on your mood?
Yeah.
Really? Depends on your mood?
That kind of does.
I can say this, I don't like the NBA like I used to like the NBA. To me, the NBA is soft. Like I was going to say earlier, the biggest thing that makes me side with Jordan over LeBron, because I love LeBron's game. Yeah. As a player, as a person, in the world.
I love Jordan.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's weak. I'm not saying none of that. Before everybody get in the comments hell no. Jordan is one of the GOATs for sure.
Jordan is the GOAT.
Right. No. But I get what you're saying.
But I was saying this because LeBron is 6'9", 250 plus pounds.
That is a middle linebacker.
Bruh. But Curry can foul him, and this man will be on the ground crying and need his whole team to help him up and help him to the locker room.
But at the same time, you got to respect, because he's bigger, they won't call certain fouls.
Yeah, that's true.
You get what I'm saying?
That's true.
Because it's like...
But you don't have to beg for them either.
I agree. But at the same time, it's one of the things where if the little cousin is beating up the big cousin, and you, the big cousin, like, he's punching me, you bigger than him. Yeah. But if I hit him back, I'm going to get in trouble.
But this also plays into why I say the league has been
soft,
reconstructed into this soft, like babying type of league,
right?
To where if I do this, that's a foul.
Right. One eternity later.
That's a foul.
Right.
Exactly. Right. And so Jordan would get literally socked in the jaw, and kicked in the gut.
It was a different era. Back then.
So
it wasn't. Like, I do agree with that.
I don't like comparing the two
because. The Pistons literally had
They was fighting, bro.
What was it? The Jordan rule.
Yeah,
they were trying to hurt him.
In his career,
he was trying to hurt. So I do side with you on that.
Yeah.
And but going back to favorite sport, I'm gonna have to say football. I was raised on football. I played football. I love football. I love everything about football. But besides the NFL, how they did Kaepernick, I don't approve of that. But the sport itself, I love the contact. Just like
it's funner to watch for me.
Same.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
a lot going on.
Yeah.
Constantly going on.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, basketball, you go up and down the court. It's like a constant game as well. But football is so like, it's almost strategical. Like you have to have plays in order before you say hype. You know what I'm saying? Like
you can't just be like, all right, go on play.
Right. Like basketball, they have plays. Don't get me wrong, but it's also 6 people less.
Yeah.
Football, man, I don't know. Ever since I was a kid, bro, it's just like I used to sleep in my pants before my Pop Warner games. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God, I used to sleep in my. We used to have my stepdad was the coach, so we used to have like sleepovers at my house all the time, and everybody would be over there. And we would just be up like late night, like excited, sleeping in our pants, like we don't even care what's going on. Like that game is tomorrow, we going up on a Saturday morning.
You ever get like new equipment or new things, you just wear it all day.
Just because get gloves, you got
gloves. Get them ready.
I used to wear my gloves in school. Like during high school, I used to wear my gloves. Pins on everything, stuck to it, and all type of stuff. Like, but I feel like football is definitely my favorite choice. I love to watch it. I love the game itself.
It definitely hold my attention the whole entire time.
Yeah. And it's. I feel like it has more of those adrenaline moments because you can win or lose by that field goal.
There's more of there's more moments where you be like, ooh,
you know what I'm saying? Whether somebody gets smacked, whether it's
like seconds left, and you're like, how did they score that many points? Like, how did they come back? How did you have enough time to come back?
Every time I'm watching, people's like, all right, it's over. I'm like, nah, man, they got time on the clock.
Right. So, boom, favorite team.
With like which sport?
Football. Let's do football and basketball.
Oh, football, New York Giants for me.
Giants.
Unfortunately.
Raiders. Okay.
I hope we get a little better.
I'm in a dilemma.
Yeah.
I'm in a dilemma because my family are all Niners fans.
Yeah.
And I have a cousin that's on the team right now as well. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's going to be the complete opposite. I'm a Seahawks fan.
Washington's like, who's your favorite team?
I'm a Seahawks fan. I know. I'm a Seahawks fan. And I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, right.
Please do.
It's one of those. I was a Marshawn Lynch fan before anything.
Yeah.
When he played for the Bills, but when he went to Seahawks, I thought that was his last stop. Me in my head, I'm thinking like, boom, all right, cool. My mom kind of grew up. She raised me as like a Cowboys fan, but I never hung on to that. And then she met my stepdad when I was like 7, and that's when the Niners came in. The Niners. But I was never really a Niner fan. I just kind of supported them because my family.
Right.
Yeah. But then Marshawn Lynch came in the league. Shit started happening. Stuff started happening, and I don't know. I thought the Seahawks was it. Boom, stuck with it. Russell Wilson came. Boom. The Legion of Boom. But I play corner, so I love corner safety.
So with all this reminiscing about sports and how we felt when we were younger and when we were putting things together, do you guys think with COVID sports will be the same?
I don't know. I want to play with all them people in the crowd. you got
be like tagging like,
you like
it's like not the same. You feel like
you
not hearing the
my
crowd.
flag. We gonna have to put some flags around these ways because I don't want y'all tackling me. But no. I recently seen something that they said they're bringing the NBA back and then they're gonna do like the tournament.
New Orleans, right?
I think is it in New Orleans?
I could be wrong.
New Orleans or Florida. I think it's in Florida. It's in Florida. I think it's in Florida. But I know that they're doing that and they're doing like no crowd. So I know the game has changed because they had to change the rules and the structure of the league just to fit what's going on. So COVID has definitely affected. We still got like 3 more months before football season starts. So if it's hopefully it does. It starts and with safety measures, of course. But yeah, I think they're definitely going to take the time to try to distance our athletes from the crowd, or hopefully they all get tested and everybody's cleared to play. I feel like that should be implemented into the
it's at Disney World.
Disney World. Wow,
that's crazy.
Yeah. But I hope the COVID testing is implemented into the what's that? The physicals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So everybody's clear to play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially with the players that were already,
Yeah, exactly. Diagnosed with it. So hopefully, I mean, I feel like they should continue, but I want the players to be safe. So I'm
definitely.
I'm a ride with whatever the players decide. So if there's no sports for the rest of the year, then that's what I'm riding with. I hope not, but that's what I'm riding with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's interesting to see how it's going to be put in place when things get going. Because I've been looking up, and a lot of players are hesitant to start back, especially with at the start of it, before it closed, players was already like catching it.
It's almost like Space Jam. Remember with Space Jam, they quarantined the whole thing because they said the virus was going around? That's crazy. But
But yeah, I don't know. So
that's when I knew it was real when I heard athletes was getting it. I'm like, oh,
right.
It's real. It's happening.
Yeah. And so I can only imagine what's going through, because it's like it's crazy to think about, because that's their job, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's just like to be hesitant to go and put on a show for all these crazy fans, and then also have to worry about your well-being and life,
and bringing it to your family, like not knowing if
somebody
was just asymptomatic or something.
I just want to see like how it's going to be set up with these fans.
Well, I've actually been watching MMA, and they don't have the fans in there. And honestly, I felt like it was a lot more. Like I was really into it. Like the fans didn't. I didn't even think about it. Like I didn't even think about fans not being there until you have moments where like they'll just pan into the other people, or you just hear like your coaches in the background. That's the only time I ever thought about it. But like I feel like they've been really intense, and I'm like, I don't think it's that big. It's not that hard without the fans.
And but MMA, the arena is a little bit smaller as well.
Very true.
So
they're not really
and I know a lot of like basketball and football players, they feed off the crowd. You know, like the stadium. You look at the stadium, you see thousands of people just cheered or whatever the case may be. It's gonna be a little different. But I say, if that's what needs to be done, that's what needs to be done. Because in high school, there wasn't that many people in the crowd anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we got used to it. So,
I mean, there's going to be coaches and things out there.
I think the whole team, anybody that's working with the players, team, the doctors that are on the sideline, anybody, coaches, physical therapists, anything.
I'm sure it's well thought out.
To be tested and approved to be next to the players.
I feel like it's going to be really exciting, because I can only imagine the tension, the excitement, the energy that's built up in these players. I can't wait to be like, boy, I know I've been at home.
Practicing this. Can't wait to show it off.
Definitely.
LeBron got something coming.
Right.
I can only imagine. And it's at Disney World, bruh.
Yeah.
July 31st, boy.
That's when it's supposed to be coming back?
Right here, July 31st, Walt Disney World. 2019-20 season.
So, like, where did the guys start? Like, how do you know? Like, are they doing their records from when it ended? Or, like, how is that?
I have no idea. I didn't even look that far into it. That was a great question.
It says right here, it says a 22-team, 8-game wrap-up to the regular season, followed by a possible play-in tournament for the 8th seed and playoffs to resume in the 2019-20 season.
So it's like you start all over, basically.
So they're leaving off from where it was left off.
Gotcha.
They're going to have the record they had.
Gotcha.
And they picked 22 teams.
So the top 22 teams with the best record. Right.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yep.
I'm with that.
So did you guys play sports growing up? Obviously, you're talking about you played.
Oh, yeah.
You were wearing your clothes.
I was wearing clothes on sleep. Like this.
Yeah. Just couldn't wait for
Let's
the
go, coach.
Let's go.
Yeah,
right.
Sports is life.
So, where you want to go, Ty?
You can go first.
All right. Actually, Tori, you want to go?
Yeah, you go
Sure.
first.
Yeah.
I mean, I was more of a dancer also, but I did track.
Come on.
My husband always makes fun of me because he doesn't think I'm fast. I thought I was. I mean, I was like the last person at the end when you do relays. Is that?
Oh, you was the anchor.
Oh, you was the anchor.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the last person in the race.
No.
I see why he's laughing at you. He was laughing.
No, I was the anchor. I was like, waiting.
He was like,
I was watching everybody go around. Like, oh man, okay, I gotta catch up. Oh no, like that's the worst part.
It's the first and the anchor are the two fastest people on the team.
Yeah. So,
Okay. You ready to she's out my track?
I actually wasn't allowed to play too much sports because I had 3 brothers, little tomboy. My mom didn't want it to go too bad.
Right.
Beating everybody up.
Yeah,
Right.
so
She wants you coming outside.
exactly. Like she needed to keep me her little girl. I was her only one. She's like, you gonna be a girl still. Like I'm
my princess.
Yes.
Right.
I was like her little doll. So yeah, that was as most sports I can get. I wanted to play football.
No
But
basketball?
was a club. I'm not a huge fan of basketball.
Okay.
I just feel like I would probably just be a dirty player. Like
Elbows to the
like,
neck.
you know what?
Elbows to the
Man,
neck.
I don't like to lose. I do not
Oh,
like to lose. That's why I was saying that video game you
Like
guys play.
Yeah.
Like you just die and then people come back and I'm like, that pisses me off. Like I cannot just keep dying.
You can't come back.
You can't come back? I killed you twice.
Yeah.
Why are you still here?
Right.
Headshot.
You got a video of her playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
Bruh.
That'd be funny. Stream her playing Fortnite.
Nice.
JC. What about you, Ty? What you play?
I say like this. I played everything growing up, man. My dad was very aggressive when it came to me playing sports. The first sport that was really big for my dad was baseball.
Yeah.
For that reason is because my grandfather, God bless your soul, he grew up in Porterville, and he was the only black man on his team. And from there on, it's kind of like went down. My dad played, my older brothers played.
Like a generational thing, like, for the family.
Yeah, and I loved playing baseball. I hated watching it.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't pay me to watch baseball.
Baseball boring as hell. I ain't even lie. I'm gonna keep it 100.
It's fun to be at the game, but I never watch.
But nah, it was just like baseball was a big part of my young life, man. Like I played pitcher, I played shortstop, first base, and I was tiny, I was fast, and my brother used to always tell me when we practice at this baseball field, he'd be like, "You gonna keep hitting the ball till you make it scream."
Make it
And
scream.
me and my
What does
brother
that mean?
here.
I give it. I know.
He'd be out there, he'd be pitching me, and I'd just be like, "Bah!" And I had this wooden bat. I'll never forget. I don't know, maybe my brother like broke it a little bit. I don't know. But bruh, he was pitching me some balls, and I'll never forget. I said, "This is the one." I said, "Beak!" The bat broke.
And when the Babe Ruth moments,
Bruh, and I was juiced. I must have ran like I was really in the game for my life. I did every base. Go over there.
Was it a home run though?
Yes, that ball was gone.
So you didn't even have to run. You could jog.
I was excited.
He was excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then after that, I did basketball a lot too. I picked up basketball with my brothers. My cousin used to be in the mixtapes.
Oh,
So
word.
it was like,
out there with hot sauce and the professor.
bruh, yeah.
Shout out to the professor because he's still doing
Bruh,
like content videos out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to the professor holding it down.
Yeah, man. That and then I did basketball for the most part. I think the longest.
Yeah.
I love basketball, man. I still play every now and then, but
Right.
my knees don't agree with me. I played track too in elementary school.
Yeah. What's your 40? What's your 40? You know?
You want to talk miles? Like I can tell my mile.
You a distance runner.
I can run a distance.
Oh no, I was.
Did you like it?
100 meters. 100 meters with me.
I was well balanced. I could do distance. I wasn't no cross country runner guy.
Nah, my dad made me do that.
You did cross country?
I didn't want to. My dad was preparing me for track, and I remember like man, I can stop jogging for a second.
Right.
My dad came out of nowhere.
Jogging next to
what are
you.
you doing? No, he was so mad at me for stopping. I'm like, dang, I just needed a little break.
Yeah,
Like,
Joe Jackson.
just
It's
run.
like Rocky Balboa. He told you in the van. Like, where you stopping?
Nah, but shit, I think football was my favorite sport to play because I love, like I said, I love the contact, and I love to run. Like my 40, I believe in high school I ran like a 4.39, 4.38. Like I was.
What's your mile?
I don't know, I hated it. I hated running distances.
What's your mile?
I think my fastest mile from PE, I think I ran a 7:30, 7:45. Yeah.
I can't even tell you. I didn't like doing it.
My fastest mile was 5:12.
Wow.
Google this.
When's the last time you done it? Like a
The
mile.
last time I ran a mile,
He ain't ran a mile in 5 minutes in the last 10 years I've been knowing this man. I know it.
I ran a mile. I think the last time I actually wanted to see where I was at, I think it was, I want to say 2014. I was at the gym and I ran a mile on treadmill, which isn't the same as being on a track.
Yeah.
Hell out of the same.
Yeah, it's not.
But
the
I
same.
ran like a 7.
Yeah. I think last time I tried to run a mile, I ran like an 8. To be completely honest, yeah, because I was never the distance. Was never the distance. Because I first lap, I can do that.
Yeah.
Second.
Mind you, my mom was a track star back in her day. So like that was like when I got to track, that was like the reason. And me and my mom used to always talk mess. I remember we went camping.
Right.
And, you know, us being kids, you look at your parents like you ain't got no juice in the tank. You know?
You are an old man. This is the second time you said something old today.
Look, I got
Juice in the tank.
I got an old soul. Y'all don't learn that throughout this show.
You ain't got no juice in the
Y'all
tank.
don't learn on the show. I got an old soul. But nah, and we went camping and I challenged her. And you know, if you see, I feel like this goes for anybody. You see them take their shoes off after you call them out to a race, barefoot, oh, you know it's real. My mom took off her shoes, her flip-flops, and we on dirt. I was like, my mom was racing. Me, her, and my brother, we all ran track. And I remember saying, dude, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't see nobody next to me, I'm gone. All of a sudden, my mom is, I hear her laughing, and she's like, right here. On your left. Like, just moving.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? It's like, you're like 1,000 years old, you can't run like this, mom.
You slow.
You're not supposed to beat me.
Bro.
Nobody gonna beat me in the race.
God. But yeah, I think my favorite sports was basketball and track.
Yeah.
Track because the competitiveness.
Yes.
It was so, I think it's the most competitive sports.
Well, another reason why I like track is because there's so many different events that you can take part in. You know what I'm saying? I did the long jump and also the high jump. And I did the 100 meters and I did the 4x1. Yes. 1 lap, 4x1. So yeah, there's so many different options within the sport of track and field itself.
I used to be so nervous every time, and like you should be like, you fast? Like, you know, you do a little jump thing, try to intimidate people.
You had to make sure your prep was the prep. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew what you put your feet in.
You ain't trying to lose.
You line it out.
That's the worst thing.
Yeah.
Your family like out there with signs and stuff.
And you
like,
slow.
man,
You know, for me, I didn't
happen
do
to
none
me.
of that.
You
For
just
track,
lined up.
I didn't do none of that. I would just stand there kind of like,
Really?
I was always kind of like, as a kid, I was really like, I was a very absent-minded
As a kid or as of today too?
I am today too.
Yeah.
You know, as a
Okay,
kid,
we
I
make
was like very absent-minded. And then like when push came to shove, that gunshot, all right. You know?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do quick answer quick. Let me say basketball, football, go.
Football.
Okay, track, tennis, go.
Track.
Hockey, golf, go.
Golf.
Ooh. I like golf.
I don't really like being on the ice.
Okay, well.
Like my husband knows, like that joint scares me.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Did I say soccer?
No.
Okay, soccer. Baseball.
Soccer.
I didn't even mention soccer, but I never played
Baseball
it.
is fun to
I
play.
would say soccer is one of my favorites.
Soccer, I love soccer.
To watch?
I like kickball.
Oh, man.
I ain't never played
I like
soccer.
foursquare.
Kickball fun too. Foursquare.
Kickball, like baseball and soccer mixed together, kind of.
Cool. With all those sports, favorite player of all time. It could be any sport across, like, doesn't matter.
Just one. Got
Do
two.
we have 5?
Y'all want to do a top 5?
Yeah,
I don't know if I have 5.
Top 5 athletes
Top
or
5.
top 5 players in a specific sport?
Let's say top 5 athletes. Let's open it up.
Oof. Top 5. Jordan, Iverson.
Okay. Come on.
I'm leaning toward making all NBA players. God damn it.
I mean, hey,
All right.
this is what you. But that's what I'm saying though. This is your players. If you like basketball, they can all be basketball.
Jordan Iverson.
Gotta write mine down.
Damn it. Think about doing that. I got 3.
You got 3.
Jay Rice.
Ooh.
Okay. Get somewhere. Right.
Beckham. For sure.
Okay.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it's like Odell Beckham.
Yeah, my bad. I should have said that. Beckham.
Okay.
Cristiano
But Odell, Odell's he
I heard
he's almost, but okay, not my top. would say, man, who's that fifth? See, that fifth is strong.
I'm trying to think of fifth also.
I'm gonna say King Griffey Jr.
Ooh!
Yeah.
I just wrote that down. That's why
King Griffey Jr. That's
King Griffey Jr. I just wrote it down
When I
too.
was playing baseball, that was the only person I wanted to be like. I wanted to play baseball exactly like him.
Okay, so I got my husband, obviously, Taylor Bay. You feel me?
That would have been cold. She didn't say it. I would have been like,
Right!
God damn.
Really?
Say that. We gotta find a new one.
I think I got your five.
We got who?
No, he's
Right.
always number one in everything.
ASAP, let's go.
Misty Copeland, Ballerina.
Yeah.
Prince.
I always loved Charles Barkley. Michael Jordan, obviously. My last, I just have my last.
Charles Barkley's interesting.
Yeah. And it just always, ever since I was a little girl, like, I don't know what it was, but he was just my favorite. Dang, what was my last one? I just found it.
Yeah, I had to write mine down because I was going to forget talking.
Tiger Woods? Is that what you said?
We can do.
No, not me.
Oh.
Not me. I thought that's what you said.
No, I was right.
Not that I don't like Tiger, but
She said, not me. No.
what was my last one? I just had it. Just go ahead.
Take your time, y'all. Okay, I'm going in. Let me see. Okay, I got Iverson, Marshawn Lynch, LeBron James, aka LeBron James ago,
I was like,
King Griffey Jr., you know,
Yes, sir.
Serena Williams is my fifth.
Ooh.
Now, I'm going to have an honorary mention, though.
Ooh, then you get. I got one too. Then.
Okay, that's fine. Barry Bonds.
I was gonna say that. That's who it was.
Barry Bonds.
I'm like
yeah.
Barry Bonds.
Barry
Hey,
Bonds.
look.
Man, that's who it was.
That's what I was gonna say before I said Ken, but my heart was broke when that old steroid thing case.
Yeah, but they are juicing, so it don't
But
really
at
matter.
the end of the day, being
Everybody's
a
doing it then.
Yeah, they
being
all
a
do.
baseball player,
That's what they do.
talent was still there. Like he would have still been
Right.
a great, untouchable player without it.
Right.
And I don't think he used it his whole career.
Nah.
Yeah.
This one here.
My honorable mention is gonna be the great Pele. Soccer player. The greatest
Yeah, I was
soccer
like-
player of all time.
Is that the one with the long hair?
70s, 80s. No.
Nah, was him?
I think he's like,
Yeah, short hair.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to look him up.
He looked old when he was playing.
Who is it?
yeah.
Nah, Pele.
I'm gonna have to look him up. Pele?
He was like the Jordan of soccer.
Yeah, Jordan Soccer.
Wow, I'm gonna look him up for that.
Is it PLE?
Yeah, look at us. Look at us. You believe this? Look at us.
Here, look. Look. That's Pele right there. Boy.
Oh, this OG.
Yeah. Just the godfather of soccer right there, man.
First off, soccer is a really intense sport. Like it's very physical and it's intense and it's very dangerous.
Right.
Wow.
Big ass field.
Bro.
Right. All that running.
90 minutes plus overtime.
That man right there.
Bro.
Got him.
I feel like the crossover was started in soccer, bro.
That's right.
Bro, this is, it's like, bro, you gotta be a cold piece.
Man, nobody said Muhammad Ali.
Time out. I gotta do it again. I didn't do list. I didn't do list. Oh Lord.
Let's do top 10.
Hey, Mike Tyson number two.
Can we throw like two more in there?
Top seven.
Top 7.
Top seven?
Seven.
Alright.
So Muhammad Ali.
I'm gonna throw Muhammad in there for sure.
Muhammad Ali.
Mike Tyson up there like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
And he got about to come back for a was that charity event?
You know what?
Evander.
You know what?
Yeah, I'm watching that.
I'm gonna make a disclaimer right now. My top 5 is of course based off skill, but it was also based off my my personal preference because Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali for sure deserve to be in that thing. But I didn't watch boxing a lot. Boxing wasn't the sport that I watched a lot.
They in their own.
Yeah, I can say.
They up here somewhere. Yeah. That's why I was talking about like Jordan, like he dang near like he in the cloud.
Yeah.
He in the cloud. Watch the documentary. I'm telling you.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm watching it.
You talking about Jordan?
Yeah. Let me say this too. They could have won another championship. If they went,
I think they could have won the two that Jordan took off as well.
For sure.
Because there was no other team.
Imagine if he would have won a championship in the MLB.
Now that wasn't gonna happen because he wasn't that good.
Oh,
I feel like we gave Jordan too much credit in basketball, and it went over to that baseball, and he wasn't that good. But
All right, and that's a wrap for today's episode.
make sure you guys like and subscribe and tap in for all the episodes coming.
yeah, and big shout out to Oak Park Brewery out here in
sir.
Sacramento for supplying us with this great spot
Food.
and food.